Hey there Sega fans, Dan the Mega Driver of the Sega Guys here with an update on a fan project shared on the channel not too long ago that has seen some significant updates in recent weeks. In July I shared my experience with the Sega Rally 2 25th Anniversary Edition on PC. This fan repackaging of the game aimed to right the wrongs of the original PC and Dreamcast ports of AM3's arcade classic. You can find more details in the original video, but long story short, the PC and Dreamcast ports of Sega Rally 2 were hampered by numerous flaws. Compatibility issues, antiquated resolutions and infrequent frame pacing on the PC, and low frame rates on the Dreamcast, with both versions suffering from decreased detail and darker image quality compared to the Model 3 original. Programmer Old New Pixel has been working on the Sega Rally 2 25th Anniversary Edition repack for over a year now, with version 1.4 released at the start of 2025, bringing the project to a near perfect form. But, as always, these talented individuals are not ones to rest on their laurels, and since July there has been 3 updates to improve Sega Rally 25th Anniversary Edition beyond what we had seen in the last video. Chief among these improvements are compatibility fixes. You see, I was fortunate enough during my initial testing to have the repack work without any issues at all. But in the comments of the last video, there were a number of players who had difficulties with running the game in its full glory. In addressing these fixes, Old New Pixel has been joined by Silent, aka Cookie PL Monster. Silent was asked to join the Sega Rally community Discord to help out. Sadly, one toxic community member initially blocked Silent from the community itself, but thankfully that individual, who shall not be named, was overridden and Silent was able to add their expertise to the project. The changes in the last 3 updates are numerous. I'm not going to read out all of the fixes as there are so many, but be assured that everything from compatibility to resolution management and controls have been tightened up to maintain this as the definitive way to enjoy Sega Rally 2 in the home. One of the biggest improvements since version 1.4 outside of the fixes is the new reshade profile. The previous 1.4 version was a nice improvement, bringing the game closer in look to the original Model 3 arcade game, though I did tweak some settings myself to further improve things in the last video. This time around the default setting is better still, and colour wise it feels like it's almost a match. Running the same comparisons with the new footage shows the improvement, and while trackside detail is still short of the arcade game, something that will be far more difficult to fix, the image quality is a huge step up compared to the arcade, with a brightness that makes the game so much easier on the eye. Aside from the missing details and lower resolution textures that are more apparent when playing the repack at higher resolutions, this feels like a match tonally for the arcade, with the benefit of the increased clarity with the new resolution settings. A nice improvement then on the 1.4 version. However, the biggest change from version 1.4 is the widescreen mode, based on Automaniac 005's mod for Sega Rally 2.
Widescreen, as they were meant to be seen.
It's this that I feel is actually the most exciting addition. You'll note that I turned off the bezel in my previous footage because I'm not really a fan of things that fill the screen. But while I'm a stickler for the original aspect ratios in these games, a true widescreen version of Sega Rally 2 that expands the field of view without stretching or distorting the image is an absolute godsend. And that's what we have here, with the UI tastefully adapted to the screen resolution of your choice and your window to Sega Rally 2 being bigger than ever before. It runs at a variety of aspect ratios and it is absolutely beautiful in motion. Installing the widescreen option requires you to specify the widescreen configuration and the aspect ratio of your choice on the installation menu. Once that is done, it creates its own executable in the folder of your choice. Worth noting at this stage that this should not be in your program files folder for a variety of reasons specified in the README. You need to run that specific widescreen executable to run the widescreen mode. Now, the implementation is not quite perfect. There's a number of bugs that I observed while playing. Certain menus end up being left aligned when displayed at 4x3 viewpoints. The reshade tool sees a delayed implementation on certain points, most notably the menu when beginning the game, where you can see the original colorization and then the delayed reshade, especially as the status circle animates in the corner. There are also audio issues in widescreen mode. Some menu screens turn silent, such as the 10-year championship mode screen, and then there's an audio delay before each race. Thankfully though, that delay is gone just as the word go is yelled by your co-pilot, and when in a race, the widescreen mode has no issues at all from what I can see. It is a true thing of beauty, and right now is probably my favourite way to play the game. Some minor audio and display issues outside of the actual race are almost immaterial compared to the majesty of ripping around these tracks with the expanded view. That being said, I'm sure the team involved will be looking to fix these issues in a future update. The progress in the last few months has been absolutely stunning to behold, and hopefully most compatibility issues have now been ironed out so even more people than ever can experience this classic in its updated form. In the standard 4x3 mode, it is a phenomenal way to play Sega Rally 2, in my opinion probably the best way, with the extra content of the home ports and visuals that provide a beautiful alternative to the arcade whilst attempting to match its style. The widescreen mode though is an absolutely phenomenal addition, and I recommend everyone at least tries it. As I said, I think it is now my favourite way to play this game. If you've played these latest updates, we'd love to know what you think, so get in touch via the comments below. In the meantime, we will keep our eyes on how this excellent project continues to develop, so thank you so much Old New Pixel and Cookie PL Monster for your excellent efforts on this phenomenal port. Until next time, we will see you on the Sega side.